where you're from is scary, you're wrong. Like, Stephen King is not a fiction writer. He just like walks outside and he's like, this is what's happening. Like, it is nightmare everywhere. So I was home. I'm not from here. I'm from there. I went home to visit my friends. And I was staying with them for the summer. It's great. Summer, lobster, having a good time. The house that they moved into, it seemed a little bit off. Like, I was like, a weird feeling. Like, you just have like an intuition, like I'm not right here. But I was like, well, you got a little guest room. You go in, stay in the guest room. I started noticing some weird shit. Like, they had a brick fireplace that was full of corks. And I would go out in the morning, and there'd be like errant corks like all over the floor. And like I was the last one that went to bed. Somebody was like, a couple of cork, like something. I was like, I don't like that at all. Nope. So I'm in my little room off to the side, and there's a glass window pane door, and I close the door. And I latch the door, and I'm asleep, and I'm like, all right, going to sleep. The door opened. It's a lot, like it fucking, and I was like, what? Like, I'm in bed. And it was unsettling enough for me to be like, I'm gonna get out of here. Like, something doesn't want me in here, and it's in here with me now. Like, it's that late, like, oh, what? And I was like, oh, TV's, I'll watch TV. And I go into the TV room on the same level, and it's a couch and the TV, and I got all the lights on, and it's pretty loud, and I'm like, nah, everything's normal. And I can see the doorway, and I can see the doorway to the kitchen, and the kitchen light is kind of on. And I'm like, I'm awake, it's happening. And I look up, and I see like a figure, just like a shadowy figure in the kitchen, and I was like, bah, and I blinked, and it wasn't there, and I was like, nothing's there. It's someone, it's a human. It's a normal human, not a ghost, what? And I was like, I'm awake, this is and I blinked, and it was like closer. It was like a bigger, closer figure from the two doors, and it's here now. And I'm like, what? And I was like, gotta stay awake for sure now. I'm very awake. And I fell asleep. And I fell asleep for 5 minutes or 9 hours. I don't know how, but I do remember that it's weird to talk about. At some point in the sleep, I couldn't breathe. I was like, ha, like woke me up, like I was being choked by like a human, not whatever the heck was happening out there. And it woke me up, and I was like, ha, and it just like saw like a figure like dissipate. A figure, like there's no shape, and I was just like, what the hell? And I'm like making coffee, and I'm like smoking in the thing, and I'm like, okay, great. And I didn't sleep, and it was like dark, and I just watched whatever. I couldn't get up in chair. I was like, if I get up, it'll get me. What will? Like, what is it? Like, I don't know. Like, and I was like, I need some normalcy. Like, I need a break from reality. Somebody should wake up, and I'd be like, hi, a ghost. What? Did you see it? Like, just to bounce something off of. So I was like, I'm gonna snap. I'm gonna, for real, not come back from this. And I stayed up all night. I couldn't sleep. And then when the light came up, I like went back into the room, and I packed my shit up. And I called my mom, and like we're drinking. I'm not 10, like I'm 25. Like I'm well aware. And I called my mom, and I was like, you can come get me. Something happened. I don't like it. And she gets me, and I'm trying to form the words to tell my mother, like an adult son telling his mother what happened. And knowing she's a logical mom, like she's cool, she'd be like, well, it was a fucking weather balloon. Or something, like there's an excuse. I don't know what it is. But she'll say something that will be able to, like, okay, cool, I can sleep ever again in my life. And so she picks me up and I rush out, like just wide-eyed, like, hi, what's... She was like, you don't look good. I was like, no, I'm not. She was like, why did you call me to come pick you up? And I was like, this house is haunted and I was almost killed by a ghost. And my mom started the car and she goes, yeah, ghosts are real. Cool, actually, let me tell the story.